I would like to welcome you all to the Leigh Academy, prospective students, parents, carers, family and friends. I am Julia Collins, Academy Principal at the Leigh. I would also like to introduce Faye McGill, Academy Principal, and Sharon Waterman, Trust Principal, who will both be speaking to you shortly, as we each explain why we believe that the Leigh Academy is such an inspirational academy and why we believe passionately that the Leigh is providing the best educational experience for our students. First, however, may I just ask you to make sure your mobile phones are on silent and we are not scheduled a fire drill, so if the fire alarm does sound, please make your way to the nearest exit, either here or over here. Thank you. Our aim at the Leigh Academy is to inspire the next generation, your children, to strive for academic excellence. As you will see from this year's results shortly, our students' achievements are outstanding. We aim to develop resilient young people who develop a can-do attitude, not to say I can't do it, but rather, when faced with challenges, to look for strategies to achieve. We will challenge your child to be an active part of our community. We will support them pastorally and academically to become successful. We do this by building partnerships with you, with staff and with students. We are stronger when we work in partnership and collaborate with others. We have implemented strong systems and structures which are applied consistently to enable our students to become lifelong learners, achieving excellence as well as being well-rounded, responsible, caring individuals. The Leigh is an inspirational place to work and learn, and this was also recognised in our last Ofsted inspection in 2013, when the inspectors judged the Leigh to be good with outstanding leadership. You're also probably aware that the Leigh is the founding flagship academy of the Leigh Academies Trust, which now has 14 academies, primary, secondary and a special academy across Dartford, Maidstone and South East London. We are extremely proud of our results. As you will see here, and as you will have seen on the banner on the way in today, our GCSE results this summer were the highest in the history of the Leigh. I'm just going to talk you through some of the detail here. Our Year 11 students this year, 82% of them achieved a C or above in English. That's compared to the national average there in brackets of 64. 71% of our students achieved a C or above in maths, again the national average of 62. 71% achieved at least a C in at least one science, and 62 achieved at least two sciences, 62%. These figures combine so that 66% of our Year 11 students achieved C or above in English and maths. 64% of our students achieved 5 GCSEs at A star to C, including English and maths, and that's in comparison to the national average there of 54. This is something that we challenge all of our students to aspire to, the gold standard of at least 5 GCSEs A stars to C, including English and maths. This opens the door to our post-16 students and on to further education at university, employment or apprenticeships. However, there are many students who achieve much more, with 10 to 13 GCSEs and BTEC qualifications, with A stars and distinctions. We are really proud to say that overall our Year 11 students were awarded 225 A-star A grades across a range of subjects. To put these results in context, we are a high school in a selective area. We are above national average in all the English and maths measures. We are the highest achieving secondary academy in the Leigh Academies Trust Dartford cluster, and we are one of the highest achieving non-selective schools in Kent. We are immensely proud of the efforts of our staff, students, and the partnerships with parents and carers that led to such success. The Leigh Academy has 1,500 students, including 280 in our post-16. We have a special way of making sure that our students feel at home and are quickly part of our community. We have 4 small colleges within the academy, each with 375 students aged 11 to 18. These are Brunel, Chaucer, Darwin and Da Vinci colleges. Our small college structure means that there are only 60 students in each year group in each college. Students and staff can quickly build relationships and get to know each other very well. In lessons, students are divided into groups of 30 and they move then around the building for their specialist subjects. Each day, students sit down together in our restaurant with fresh quality food, which is replenished 4 times a day for each college to sit as a community together. You will be able to taste some of the samples for free in our restaurant this evening. In colleges, students are supported by a range of staff, including their teachers, support staff, and the person who will see them every day and perhaps gets to know them best, their form tutor. Daily, the vertical tutor groups come together for 30 minutes to follow our tutor time programme. The vertical tutor groups, years 7 to 10, allow students to collaborate together as a family unit, with the older students mentoring and supporting the younger ones. Challenge and competition is encouraged between the tutor groups and our colleges, with students competing to achieve the most reward points, to raise the most money for charity, and to compete for the most coveted prize of all, the Sports Day Cup. The current winners are Da Vinci College, Miss McGill's college, but I'm sure that we will challenge them this year. The college model is uniquely placed to support this relationship with parents, carers, as each college has its own direct telephone number and its own admin office. Each college has its own teaching and support staff, as well as their own student services manager and vice principal, with a principal overseeing each pair of colleges. The student services manager is a non-teaching member of staff who supports your child's pastoral and welfare needs and will get to know you as a family as your child and any siblings pass through the same college. The student services manager will most likely be the first person your child comes into contact with as they visit pupils in Year 6, along with our transition coordinator. They will get to know your child and be the link to you as parents to deal with any issues that may arise, whatever they may be, supporting the transition process, and then through their years with us, monitoring attendance, meeting parents and carers, arranging mentoring, counselling, supporting friendship issues, or referring a child or family to external agencies for support. We believe that this human-scale model of education provides the pastoral support network that will allow our students, your children, to be academically successful. Kirsty Saunders, a Year 8 student in Darwin College, will now tell us what being part of a college means to her.
When I first started at Leigh, it was a little nerve-wracking because I thought it would be completely different from primary school. However, as soon as I started at the Leigh, I realised that it wasn't actually that much different. The Leigh Academy is a lot bigger than my primary school, but only after a few days, it was easier to find my way around. Luckily, the older students are all very kind and helpful, and if I ever had a problem, they would tell me where to go. At first, I didn't really know anyone, but after spending some time here and getting to know people, I made some amazing friends. Being in Darwin, I'm lucky to have the majority of my lessons with the same people, and therefore it's easier to make new friends. We also have the 5 R's of readiness, responsibility, reflection, relationships, and resilience. And these standards ensure that the behaviour of students is very good. I also like the Darwin Pride ethos that Mr. Linders always reminds us to work hard and be nice whenever he does an assembly. For me, Year 7 was like the taste year here because you were always finding your way around and getting to know all your teachers as well as your classmates. It was also about getting used to the lessons and topics you cover in them. My favourite subjects are art and music, but I've also enjoyed participating in DT, maths and healthy mind lessons. I feel I've learned a lot in Year 7 and my teachers are all very nice. During Year 7, we were able to collect reward points that were then added up for the year. You're able to collect R1s for doing well in class, as well as R2 and R3 postcards when you are good in class. I was also lucky enough to get an R5 when my modular report was really good. All of these points are added up. Then, at the end of the year, you get to choose where you want to go on your reward trip. I was lucky enough to go to Fort Park. So far, during Year 8, I've enjoyed coming back from summer holidays. My lessons have been enjoyable, and I know I need to start thinking about my options I'm going to take next year. I think I'm going to take music and photography as my options, as they will give me creativity alongside my academic studies, but do not have to make a decision until the end of Module 2. The Leigh also provides a good range of trips, like going to the US skiing, Spain on sports tour, and to Wembley to watch the football. So far, I've been on 3 trips. I've been on the Year 7 team building trip, Bowles outdoor adventure trip, which was a weekend away to do fun activities and try something new, and the Fort Park trip. I hope my time at the Leigh will continue to be fun, enjoyable, and I highly recommend it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Kirsty. Good afternoon. I'm Sharon Waterman, Trust Principal, and it's my pleasure to inform you of the innovative curriculum we offer our students here at the Leigh. An inspirational academy gets the very best out of each and every one of its students, and we have created a unique curriculum that makes sure inspirational things happen every day. You've already heard about our impressive GCSE results, and academic outcomes are very important, but we firmly believe we offer so much more. I'm sure that you'll be reassured to hear that we develop skills and qualities, such as resilience, which cannot be measured by a qualification or a league table. They are acquired here at the Leigh. Our unique college structure will ensure a smooth transition to a secondary school education. Students in Year 7 and 8 study the national curriculum, spending about 80% of their time in their college or their adjacent college. Therefore, there is less movement around the site. In Year 8, Leigh Academy students are guided to make choices about the subjects they wish to study at GCSE, ready for the transition to Key Stage 4, which begins at the Leigh in Year 9. We believe that giving students 3 years to study their GCSE subjects enables a deeper level of understanding, greater retention of content and mastery of the ever-increasing challenges that our students face in their GCSE subjects. We are proud of the fantastic facilities we provide our staff and students, and you're sitting here today in our lecture theatre in a building that costs £35 million. That's a huge investment in a child's education, but I'm sure that you will agree that it has been money well spent. The design of the building is a 21st century learning environment. It's open and full of inspirational, flexible learning spaces filled with the best technology and equipment the money can buy. It is truly an inspirational place to learn. Each college has its own science lab, its own IT facilities, 7 classrooms and a learning plaza, which are full of the latest technology and are used by our students both before school, after school and during the day for IT lessons. Our sports hall enables the PE learning area to run so many different activities, and our dance studio and access to the all-weather pitches at goals really does enhance the learning experience of our students. The design and technology area boasts industry standard equipment, and it's not uncommon to see students of all ages working independently on the plaza, like the student here working on their textiles project in one of our open spaces, or the group of students who have more than likely moved from their classroom into one of the winter gardens to plan a presentation. We have 4 85-minute lessons each day, except for Wednesdays when the academy finishes at 2 p.m. But on occasions we collapse our timetable to take time to mark special occasions such as Diwali. On Remembrance Day each year, the students in each college transfer onto the balconies to pay their respects for the fallen, while the last post echoes throughout the academy. And Chinese New Year is celebrated every year when our Year 7 students are entertained by the Chinese dragon dance. As much as we recognise that it's important to know your own community, and as well-resourced as this academy is, we like to take students out of the academy to experience different things. We organise a number of educational visits, including study trips both home and abroad to France, India, China, USA, Antigua and Spain to various attractions and events. One of the pictures on the slide shows a group of students at King's College, Cambridge, because if we want our students to aspire, they need to be inspired. And when our post-16 students were involved in teaching young children in India, it really did prove to be a life-changing experience for them. Each year, we look forward to welcoming students from our exchange school, Beijing 57 in China. On the 25th of this month, 9 students and 2 teachers will be hosted with Leigh Academy staff and students for 1 week. This will then be reciprocated when our post-16s return to Beijing in 2017. We're also proud of the links with local businesses, and members of the business community are regularly seen working as business mentors with our students in the academy. The Green Power Challenge is another enterprise activity which really engages our students. Our post-16 students design, build and finance the battery-powered car, and the Year 7 students get to race the car around a number of racing circuits which include Silverstone and Goodwood. We've been very successful and are consistently placed in the top 10. There are also a number of clubs to enable our students to express their sporting, scientific, design and creative talents. When the Leigh was invited to participate in a national research project, Healthy Minds, we jumped at the chance to become part of this initiative, which aims to develop the link between emotionally stable, resilient students with improved behaviour and academic attainment in school. We are so committed to this programme and see the long-term benefits that we allocate curriculum time each week to Healthy Minds lessons. You've already heard from our students in the video as you arrived this evening about our Healthy Minds programme. But in Year 7, students will be encouraged to consider the world around them and develop skills to help them navigate their world. They will think about their thinking, both in terms of responding to challenges and setbacks and interpreting the world around them as it becomes more complex. How to navigate media and social media is given a particular focus, and students finish Year 7 with lessons on mindfulness that will give them a complementary set of skills that they will take forward into the curriculum. Children no longer leave school at 16, as there is an expectation that they will be in education and trained to the age of 18. Next slide, thank you. Therefore, when considering a secondary school for your child, it is important for you to know the routes and pathways to post-16. I realise the decisions that you'll make about your daughter and son about post-16 studies is quite a few years away, but in the future. But knowing the pathways that the Leigh offers should encourage you to hear about the future destination your child can be mapped as soon as they join Year 7. We will ensure that as soon as your child starts at the Leigh, the journey they take through the curriculum will prepare them through one of our 5 pathways as detailed on the slide. I'm sure that you've heard about the traditional qualifications such as A-levels and BTECs, and we're currently offering over 30 different courses, but we have a very different offer to other local post-16 providers. From September 2017, the Leigh will be working with the International Baccalaureate Organisation to deliver the IBCP, the International Baccalaureate Careers-Related Programme, which is one of 4 programmes run by the IBO, combining academic, vocational and learning skills. Our Dartford Football Academy pathway is definitely unique to the Leigh, where students combine academic study while at the same time pursue their dream of becoming a professional footballer, both boys and girls, due to our partnership with Dartford Football Club. And you may well spot a few of our Dartford Academy students around the building today. Having heard about what our curriculum has to offer, I think it's important that you hear about the journey through the curriculum that one of our post-16 students, head girl Amy Farthing, has taken since joining the Leigh.
Good afternoon. I'm Amy Farthing. I'm the Academy head girl. I'm currently studying 3 A-levels in sociology, biology and PE. I joined the school, little 4'9" me, with my blazers longer than my arms and my skirt longer than my calf. The Leigh was so much bigger than my previous school. The fact I was the youngest was the hardest thing to understand. But all that anxiety melted away by the end of the first week. Even seeing these Year 7s this year, with their new timetables, looking forward to their new classes such as design and technology and ethics, bring back memories of my first days. In GCSEs, I achieved 4 A's, 7 B's, a C and a distinction. I was really pleased with these outcomes. I had a difficult few months leading up to the exams. I was supported through this by my family and my teachers. My teachers have put a lot of hard work into helping me in 6 years I've been here. The school and my family are so proud of what I've achieved with my years here. I'm proud to have been appointed as the Academy head girl following an application process. I wrote a letter of application and then had an interview with the principals. It was a bit scary, but it was a good experience that I will use when I go to apply for universities and jobs. I want to be a PE teacher, and the staff at the Academy are helping me achieve my goal. I have had teachers stay with me after school to finish my studies. One of my studies stayed with me until 8 p.m. on a Friday evening to finish my textiles project. I've always been amazed by the support the staff have offered students so they can be their best. I am now of age to apply to university. I didn't really understand the university application process. So my head of sixth form sat with me for well over 2 hours so I could go through each step and apply to universities such as Bath, Swansea, South Wales, so I can study sports and exercise science. I know I can achieve my dream and go to university as a teacher, as I've been supported and inspired by my teachers to choose this path. Every day at the Leigh are different. I have days I will cherish forever, and I'm now in the final year of the Leigh, and the phrase my mum used to tell me, the best days of my life in school, really means something to me now. Thank you for listening.
Good afternoon. I'm Faye McGill, Principal of Brunel and Da Vinci College, and I also lead on teaching and learning across the Academy. We are very proud of the broad range of subjects we offer at the Leigh. Regardless of whether your child is studying art, music, maths or French, our standards and expectations are extremely high. We encourage our staff to take a range of approaches in their teaching, ensuring that activities allow our students to develop a range of skills in addition to the subject knowledge that we know will be so important with the new terminal exams at GCSE and A-level. We are passionate about developing our individuals so that they become independent learners and foster a thirst for knowledge and learning that goes way beyond their 7 years with us. We aim to celebrate all of our students at the Leigh and set ambitious targets for every student, regardless of their starting point. Our specialist resource space accommodates for students with hearing impairments, speech, language and communication needs, and this allows them to integrate into our community while still receiving bespoke support and interventions. We also ensure that those students that choose the Leigh over a grammar school alternative or narrowly miss out on selection at 11 are challenged. This ranges from high-attaining clubs after school to an academy-wide commitment to provide an extension work for those students. We also provide opportunities for additional study, be that an extra language at GCSE, further maths, or indeed the study of computer science as an option. We are very aware that the government changes to the education system mean that we have had to make some changes too. The increased focus on fact and content learning means that we have reconsidered our large groups of 60, and they are no longer commonplace at the Leigh. We have invested in experienced staff who have excellent subject knowledge and can build effective working relationships with your children so that learning is at the heart of all we do. We have an excellent rewards and consequence system that ensures that students' attitude to learning are developed from an early age and fostered throughout their time with us so that every student can learn and not be distracted. Over the last 2 years, we have invested heavily in our IT infrastructure and formed an effective partnership with Google. As an education institution, we qualify for our students to be given storage space, personal email and a secure online working environment, and we get that all for free. This allows us to use Google Classroom to support, challenge and personalise your child's education. Google Classroom, for those of you that aren't aware, is a virtual learning environment. Teachers are encouraged to create a shared learning environment for every class they teach, inviting all learners to be virtual learners. This provides a space to store resources, set tasks and allow students to virtually communicate with each other and the teacher. All of these virtual environments are protected and restricted to members of the Leigh community only so that we can ensure your children are safe online. In addition to using Google Classroom, we run a student iPad scheme. Working with an external company, we offer an affordable way for you to purchase an iPad to support your child's learning. And we really do believe they enhance the learning experience. iPads help to develop our students' ability to make progress, carry out research and present information in innovative and exciting ways. The mobile nature of the iPad means that your child can learn anytime, anywhere. And more importantly, it offers you as carers and parents a window into what they are learning in the classroom on a daily basis. We believe that you as parents and carers play an essential role in your child's success, and keeping you informed and listening to your feedback and questions allows us to continue to improve and sustain the excellent results we achieved this summer. We map the formal opportunities for you to have contact with teachers and your child's tutor so that you can plan your diaries and we can form a really strong partnership of support from the word go. We also think it's important to arm you with information you need to ensure that independent learning can happen. And so we have introduced Show My Homework. This is an online platform that provides students with an individualised password and you as parents with a password. So that means you don't have to have that conversation when they come in of what's your homework. You will already know it and you can say, oh, your maths homework looks interesting tonight, when are you going to start? It also allows you to check what homework's been set, when it's due or overdue, and how long they've got to complete it. Our record-breaking results are testimony to the high standards and expectations we have, and just as we encourage our students to be the very best, we are very challenging and ambitious for our teachers as well. Our 2 o'clock finish on a Wednesday afternoon allows us to ensure that all staff are given professional development on a weekly basis, ensuring that lessons are effectively planned, resources cater for children across the ability range, and their subject knowledge is constantly updated. From a student point of view, it also provides a period of time to complete that homework and extension task and get into the habit of independent learning. We have a real desire to strive for excellence by challenging and supporting every single member of our community. As you tour the site today, please take the time to speak to our highly skilled teachers who are dedicated to ensure that our children are happy, resilient and academically successful. In addition to our fabulous students, they are the best ambassadors for the Leigh. I'm going to hand over to Peter, who is a Year 9 student in Da Vinci College, and he's going to talk to you about his GCSE courses, which he's just started. Peter.
Hello and welcome to the Leigh. Since joining the Academy in Year 7, I have learnt a great deal here and have really enjoyed being involved with using my iPad and being the first year group to have Google Classroom. Most subjects I take have Google Classroom. This is really useful as it means that I can access the class resources and PowerPoint the teacher uses before and after the lesson. If I get stuck or confused, I can revisit the information and use it to remind me of what the teacher has said. I can also post comments or ask questions so if I need extra help with homework or want to ask my classmates what they are doing, we can have a conversation that the teacher can also see, and we can all support each other. The teachers can also reply to our questions or concerns we may have online, so we get instant help. The iPads are a useful tool for our learning. We are not expected to use them all the time, but they do help us to work independently on research tasks and also to gather evidence for things like science experiments or art projects. We regularly use Kahoot, which is an app that allows us to compete against each other in the class and answer multiple choice questions to see what we understand. This gives us instant feedback as we can see from the app who is winning and how many questions we have got right. After the quiz, the teacher often recaps information or gives extension tasks depending on how well we have done. Having recently started my GCSE courses, my favourite subject is graphics. I love the freedom and creativity we are given to explore our ideas, and the teachers are excellent at demonstrating different ways to go about a task and then allowing us to experiment until we get it just right. My year group was the very first year group to start the Healthy Minds project. I feel it has given me a range of skills and strategies to manage my emotions at any difficult situation I might find myself in. We have also been encouraged to think about our futures and what sort of life we want for ourselves. I'm very clear about how I can get help if I'm struggling with schoolwork or my emotions, and I feel supported by my friends and teachers. Teachers at the Leigh are very supportive and caring. In my time here, I have become much more confident and have learned a great deal of information and skills that I know I will use later on in life. We are encouraged to think about our futures, including universities, apprenticeships and training. When I leave post-16, I would like to train to become an animator. I know it will not be easy, but I'm willing to work hard and overcome setbacks to be successful in the end.
Good afternoon. My name is Stuart Linders. I'm Vice Principal of Darwin College and I oversee admissions here at the Leigh Academy. If you decide that you would like your child to join our Leigh community, you will need to complete the School Common Assessment Framework application online, as well as completing the Leigh supplementary form that can be found in your prospectus and can be handed in today, or complete it by the 31st of October. All applicants will then be invited to take ability tests at the Leigh Academy. These are verbal and non-verbal tests that do not require any preparation or revision. Students are then placed into 5 ability bands and into a random numbering system. Places are then allocated by a lottery system overseen by an external independent person, usually from Kent County Council. You will then receive a letter on Wednesday the 1st of March informing you of the school your child has been given. So in order to apply, applicants must be resident in the catchment areas of DA1 to 11, DA13, DA14, BR8 and in West Kingsdown in TN15. 70% of places are allocated to inner catchment area students. So students will need to attend the following schools that you can see up on the screen. 30% of places are also allocated to outer catchment area students. If there are more applicants than places, then the oversubscription criteria is implemented in the following order. So the first one is children with education and healthcare plans, which were previously statements of special educational needs, and children in care of the local authority who name the Leigh Academy as their first choice school. Secondly, 40 places are then allocated to children attending Leigh Academy's trust primary academies. Thirdly, siblings of students who will be attending the academy on the date when the applicant would be admitted. This is followed by medical, health and social and special access reasons. And then finally, the remaining places in each band will be offered by random selection until the inner and outer mix area, ensuring there is a 70 to 30% even split. Last year, we had 837 applications which we received. 240 spaces were offered. This year for September 2017, we have 240 spaces available again. Other Dartford Trust academies also have spaces, and they include Longfield Academy, which has 200, Wilmington Academy, which has 240, and the UTC this year, which has 120 places. So the deadline for applications is Monday, the 31st of October 2016. If you have any questions regarding the application process, then please speak to one of us or to Valerie Ludlow, who you will find over in reception. If you have any questions about the transition, you can speak to Julie Austin. Julie's over in the corner there. Julie will give you a wave. And so as you leave here, please feel free to speak to her or any other members of staff around the academy. I'll be in reception at the end of your tour or when you leave the building as well.
So, choosing a secondary school for your child is no doubt a difficult and challenging process. We are proud to state that Leigh really does inspire our students. There are some fundamental things that underpin our work. We set high standards for uniform, attendance, punctuality and behaviour. We reward people for their efforts. Homework really does matter at the Leigh. Every child can achieve academic success. Every day, students aged 11 to 15 meet in their tutor group to learn and grow together. Bullying has no place at the Leigh. In our unique academy structure, we have created a harmonious community who learn and grow together, as we support all students, no matter their educational starting points or needs, as we believe that a child who has the right environment, the right opportunities, who feels safe and secure, who feels valued and cared for, is a happy child, and happy children will be inspired to reach for the stars. Our vision for the Leigh is this: a place where teachers, students are inspired to work and to study, a place where people have rights and responsibilities, a place where there is a sense of fun and purpose. We take the responsibility for your child's education very seriously. We do whatever we can to make every day an exciting and inspirational learning experience, so much so that they cannot wait to come back the very next day. Thank you for attending and listening this afternoon. If you would like to remain seated just for a few moments, if you would like a tour, if you would like to go out of that door, but if you wait, and we'll open the doors just for a few moments. If you have a map and you're happy to make your own way around the building, and if you'd like to make your way out of that door. Thank you ever so much.